Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into a seriously fascinating blueprint, a very detailed proposal curated by Omenka's Success back in April 2026. We are going to break down the highly specific, action-oriented daily duties of an Omenka app student ambassador. If you've ever wondered how grassroots cultural movements are actually structured and, more importantly, sustained on a daily basis, well, you are exactly in the right place.
Because it really begs a fundamental question, doesn't it? What does a cultural ambassador actually do all day long? You know, it's one thing to just say you support a language or a culture, but what does it take on a daily, practical level to be an active champion for the Igbo language? As you'll see, it is way more than just wearing a t-shirt or handing out a flyer. It's an incredibly engaged, multifaceted role.
So we're going to walk through 5 key areas today to figure this out. First, the ambassador's mission. Second, spreading the word. Third, engaging the community. Fourth, behind-the-scenes operations. And lastly, reaping the rewards. Let's get right to it.
Starting off with Section 1, the ambassador's mission.
What's really brilliant about this role is just how inclusive and adaptable it's designed to be. The proposal explicitly points out that this framework works for a huge variety of people. We're talking community volunteers, representatives living out in the diaspora, NYSC volunteers, and specific university cohorts like the folks at UNIZIC and UNN, with just a few minor tweaks depending on the group. But regardless of where they're stationed, the core mission is always exactly the same, acting as a visible, positive role model for Igbo language learning and cultural preservation.
The crucial takeaway here is that an ambassador isn't just a passive user tapping around on their phone. They are literally the living, breathing bridge connecting the digital ecosystem of the Omenka app to real-world users out on campus. Without them, the app is just software, right? But with them, it transforms into a thriving, interactive cultural community.
And that identity naturally builds right into Section 2, spreading the word.
This is where the real hustle happens. Proactive promotion is a very distinct, multi-step process for an ambassador. Step 1 is organizing actual online and offline awareness campaigns to boost visibility. Step 2 means hitting social media hard, sharing those updates, the new features, and the tangible benefits of the app to drive downloads. But Step 3, that's where it gets really interesting. Ambassadors are tasked with physically expanding the app's reach into totally new university departments or even entirely new institutions. They're also constantly scouting, identifying other potential volunteers, key influencers, and language enthusiasts who can help expand the Omenka app's scope even further.
There's a fantastic quote from the proposal that absolutely hits the nail on the head regarding the gravity of this position. It says ambassadors must, quote, uphold the values, mission, and image of the Omenka app at all times. When these students are out there campaigning and recruiting, they aren't just pushing a product. They are constantly representing a cultural brand, acting as its primary face out there in the real world.
Which flows perfectly into Section 3, engaging the community.
Because once you actually get users onto the app, the job shifts entirely to keeping them active, and that daily engagement cycle is super interactive. Step 1. Ambassadors are actively creating and managing student user groups. Step 2. They're jumping into the trenches to facilitate daily discussions around language and culture. And Step 3 involves actively curating challenges, competitions, debates, and quizzes. They are literally the spark generating the excitement and real-world activities that make learning the Igbo language genuinely fun and competitive for their peers.
At the same time, ambassadors are kind of acting like cultural archivists, gathering 2 very distinct types of content. First up, you have the text and creative contributions. This means submitting creative writing, like local stories, poems, riddles, and cultural notes. Then you have the audio and visual side. They're expected to go out and source authentic, real-world Igbo language materials. Think snapping photos or recording audio of local folklore, unique expressions, and regional idioms.
Honestly, every single day is a bit of a treasure hunt. They are constantly gathering granular, local details. Indigenous vocabulary and names, unique local expressions and idioms, user-generated content from their classmates, and basically keeping an ear to the ground for any cultural or language-related events happening right there in the school environment. All of this rich, hyperlocal data gets fed directly back into the Omenka app to make the whole platform better and more authentic for everyone.
But it's not all public-facing events and collecting folklore. Let's look at Section 4, behind-the-scenes operations.
There are some very serious administrative duties required to keep this whole ecosystem running smoothly, and we can break them down into 3 main buckets. Under feedback, ambassadors are the grassroots intelligence.
They gather info on app usability and report bugs, errors, or tech issues straight back to headquarters. Under compliance, they have to submit periodic reports on their engagement activities and dedicate a very specific number of hours, either bi-weekly or monthly, to these duties. And lastly, under training, they've got to actively participate in teaching sessions organized by the core Omenka team, making sure they are fully updated on new features and everything happening in the broader Igbo community.
Pulling this off requires a massive level of professionalism. An ambassador has to maintain strict confidentiality when needed, be highly responsive to communication from the core team, and consistently offer suggestions based on what students actually need. Above all else, the proposal explicitly demands consistency, reliability, and just boundless enthusiasm across the board. Make no mistake, this is a demanding role that requires true dedication.
So, why do it? What is the actual payoff for this incredible level of daily commitment? Let's dive into Section 5, Reaping the Rewards.
This is where the hard work truly pays off, and the list of incentives is incredibly impressive. Sure, you get the digital rewards, recognition badges, contributor rankings, and featured profiles on the app itself after a certain period, but it goes way, way beyond the screen. Ambassadors are unlocking real-world career and academic benefits, actual internship opportunities, premium networking, and the chance to step up into major leadership roles within state networks. For university students, there is even the possibility of earning research credit, all while getting massive visibility for their own cultural contributions. It's this ultimate win-win scenario that builds both the app's community and the individual's resume at the exact same time.
Which brings us to the end of our breakdown. I want to leave you with one final provocative thought to chew on. Are you ready to step into a leadership role and preserve your culture today? We've just seen exactly what it takes, right? The daily hustle, the deep community engagement, the professional accountability required to be an Omenka app student ambassador. It is a challenging path, for sure, but for those who are truly passionate about Igbo language and culture, it's incredibly rewarding. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.